and gentlemen in podcast land, welcome to another edition of Going Over. I'm Zach Primetime Reeb, your neighborhood friendly coach, trainer, promoter, 43-year-old professional wrestler. Oh, what a moron I am. And I'm joined alongside, let's see if I can get this. No, let me see if I can get this right. And I'm joined alongside my podcast partner, the 7-foot wrecking ball, Big Paul Isadora. Paul, special night. How you doing at the late end? It's past 10 o'clock.
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I just, it's always funny. Just, I send you a text or I shoot you a photo or something, and then your response has nothing to do with what I'm asking you. All it says is, let's do a podcast.
I got to get it, bro.
And I was just like, okay, all right. Yeah, but obviously I had sent you something about, hey, let's try to get some people to send some matches in, right? Have some conversations with some people that you see at the matches, as they say back in the day. And then you reminded me that I did have a match sent to me. So,
wait. So you're telling me today?
You're telling me
today in the cherry breaking podcast that for the first time, probably this one's going to be up in the damn 20s. Somebody sent us a fucking match.
That's it, man. Got the so hopefully that's
Sammy Sosa.
Hopefully it's an indication that that people are watching. Obviously, we're seeing the subscriptions go up. We're seeing the views go up. We're seeing people watch the episodes for longer on average. So I think all those things, as I spit on myself, all those things are working in our favor, right? So I guess it's just about time, right? Somebody decided either foolishly or not to say, hey man, I like what you guys are doing, and here's a match. Please give me your honest feedback. And the message said something about our pro wrestling family here in northern Nevada, Northern California, needs this. This is very helpful, something along those lines. So
I just want to be clear real quick that no matter what match this is, no matter what we're about to view, I'm not here to ridicule. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm going to give some honest feedback, and there's always some good in everything. And this is what we've been waiting for, man. We've been waiting for someone to send us something, and this is going to be the first of many. I'm very excited about this. I'm not playing the drums right now, Paul. I'm not playing the drums. I'm shaking the dice. You thought I was doing something. Everybody probably thought I was doing something else. I'm shaking the dice, baby. I'm rolling the dice because today, real quickly, I went back to the casino and I found a couple new machines, and I walked out with $1.70, and that's not $1.70. That's $170. So I was feeling lucky, and then here we go. I'm feeling even luckier. So I don't want to ramble on like I do anymore. Let's what do we got here? Who do we got?
Well, let's see. It looks like, if I could give you the quick sneak peek, this is what we got. And I think in the top left corner it says Kaka Meng versus Anthony Nova, and
East Bay Pro
Wrestling is the backdrop. So so that's it, man. So what do you say we just jump right in? I'll just hit the play button. I got it queued up, so I think they're about to ring the bell, or they just rang the bell. So let's jump right in.
Kaka Meng, Anthony Nova. let's just stop this real quick just to get warmed up. Just to get warmed up. Looks like we got a good little crowd at East Bay Pro. Shout out to Maynard, who does a lot of shows from there. I'm just gonna quickly point out. I know Kaka Meng. I know he does getting the crowd going a little bit. He overpowered him with that body slam real quick, but maybe we're going to find out a little bit. I don't know if this is baby right now. I'm assuming. I just want to point that out. Maybe this is baby because I don't have an indication of who the heel is, but first match breakdown so far, so good. Good little tie up. Good overpowered the smaller Nova with the body slam. Well, what's your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the story, right? You have the smaller guy trying to overcome the size disadvantage that he's facing. So, yeah, I mean, same thing. Like, I obviously, they're circling up, they're locking up. And it didn't take any time at all for Kaka Meng to just pick him up and slam him, right? So that makes it feel like to me that either taking him lightly, there's big strength advantage, things like that. So maybe that feeds into the story, and maybe that could be his downfall. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm just going cold right here, so I just wanted to warm up a little bit. I was like, all right, got the crowd going, good crowd here. There's distinct size advantage. I know both these guys, so I know there's a very big height and weight disadvantage here, and we just saw that on display right out of the lockup with a big, powerful body slam from Kaka Meng. Let's roll that footage.
It's
ahead. I get it. Okay, we paused a little bit here, but stop her right there. That video froze up on me, but I get the gist of what's going on here. So Nova shouldn't have locked up with him the next time, because he locked up the first time and he got body slammed, like just bam. Kaka Meng picked him up like a sack of shit and slammed him on the ground because he's so much smaller. So I wouldn't have gone back in with the body slam. I would have gone with the waist lock that he eventually did go for, because he locked up and he kept trying to body slam him back. And it's like, well, he's twice your size, so you're not going to get him. It didn't work out well for you the first time on the body slam. So instead of trying to lock up with him the second time, I would have gone with that waist lock to the side headlock that he ended up with. That's when it paused on me, but they came off the rope and did a little spot. And Nova ends up hitting a nice little head scissor on Kaka Meng to put him, get him into the corner right there. So I like the spot. I like the psychology of the spot they did. I just think you locked up with him. He overpowered you with the body slam. Why even try to lock up with him, and why even try to body slam him? You're not going to do it. So just go right into that waist lock, grab that headlock, and give us that cool little spot that you're going over on. Your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. So yeah, so I guess when it froze up, it went to the side headlock. Kaka Meng went to pull the hair, and then basically Anthony Nova wrenched in the headlock, made him stop grabbing the hair. I feel like he let go of the headlock when he pulled the hair, and then whatever, it got broken, and then he snatched it back. But he Kaka Meng shot him to the ropes, basically backed him up to the ropes, and like we were talking about the other day about holding the headlock, and then when you go back to the rope, reaching back to the rope instead of just hanging on. But it looks like a safety thing, right? Because Anthony Nova being shorter looks like would be very susceptible to just falling between the top and middle rope. So, I could look at it as a safety thing right there. You're just making sure you don't fall through the ropes, but at the same time, the guy's got you by the waist. He's not going to let you fall through the ropes. So I think you could hang on to that side headlock, get shot off, and then go for the head scissors.
So far, so good. Like I said, you lock up. The bigger guy body slams you. So, if you're going to lock up with him again, grab a waist lock or hit him with a quick collar and elbow drag or an arm drag or something. And then when he comes, then grab the waist lock, snatch that head up. The bigger guy overpowers you. We get that little spot in. Don't try to lock up with him again, because obviously it didn't work out for you very well. So why would you want to be in that position again? But besides locking up with him and trying to body slam the bigger guy, so far we're so good. So far, so good.
That's it.
Back to the action.
Back to the action.
All right, let's go ahead and pause that right there. So he's got a nice drag over there.
Right.
He's got a little drag thing he did over there, and he goes to the top, and he's hitting the turnbuckle. It's just my biggest pet peeve, and I know that Kaka's not going to be mad about this. That's why he sent it in. You turn, and now you're looking at your opponent. So Nova has gone, and he's got him here. He's fired up. He's banging on the turnbuckle. The psychology of I'm going to be faster than you is here. We've got it there. And then Kaka Meng, Nova gets up to the top rope, and before he even gets up to do his little Macho Man Randy Savage or whatever, Kaka Meng's standing there looking at him. So now we've broken the plane of peripheral vision, and he's telling him to come on. So then Nova jumps off and hits a nice head scissor, but he's looking right at him and he's telling him come on. So now there's no element of surprise. Kaka Meng's not like trying to move around and feed into this. So in that situation, whether you're the heel or not, when you're the bigger guy and you're about to take a move from the smaller guy like that, don't turn around and just stare at him, for future reference, because the audience, me in particular, just now, it took me out of what was a good top rope flying head scissor. And I'm just like, you're looking right at him, and then not only are you looking at him, you're calling him. So work on that timing and that feed getting to there, because it's a good spot for the smaller, faster guy.
Right. And I don't know if I like he did a monkey flip right before that. And I don't think weight wise someone would be able to use their momentum to pull you down and monkey flip you. So I think more, if you go for the monkey flip, maybe Kaka turns him around, puts him on the turnbuckle, throws a punch or something, or runs into a boot or whatever. Then you can feed around. Maybe you just go right up to that corner that he set you on and hit the head scissors.
That's exactly what he should have done right there.
Right. Or maybe you have it where you hit the dragon to that corner, and instead of going for a monkey flip, Kaka charges and takes an arm drag or something like that. Now he's, equilibrium's way off. Then you can go up to the top rope then he can just kind of sell around. Can't see where he's going, right? Sells around, and then the head scissors comes from there. So I would do something like that.
You said, if I'm working that spot, because I did work Nova one time at WCWF. I came from out of, I wasn't even in my gear, and we had a good little thing where it almost looked like he was going to beat me, and then I shut him down. But we had him going. At that point, he goes for the monkey flip. Kaka overpowers him, turns him around. Anthony Nova throws a boot or gives him something. He sells. That gives him that register so they're not looking right at each other. And then Nova pops himself up to the top, jumps out, head scissor. Cool.
Yep. Little tweak.
Just a little tiny tweak. It's good so far. Nice. Simple. Simple. Okay, stop this right here. Stop this right here, because this is brilliant. It really is brilliant. Like Kaka's so good, whether it's Kaka, Jerry Gigolo, he's so good at like working the audience. That's one of his best things. He's a good actor, man. And now he's taking a piece. It's independent wrestling. He's taking a piece of John Cena. I mean, he did it all. You can't see me, and all these kids in the crowd. I don't know if they're having a birthday party at East Bay Pro, but it's very family oriented. There's a lot of kids, and he comes off that rope and he drops that 5-knuckle shuffle. And if you look over to the right, on my right over here on the fans, all those kids jump up and they pop for that. And Nova sells right up, and Kaka says, "Guess what else? These kids love that. We're entertaining the crowd. We're going to give them what they want. F you, Anthony Nova. F you, Anthony Nova. And since we're not family oriented, fuck you." Boom, into the canvas. So I don't know what you think about that, but I liked it because the audience got behind it, and he's playing to a family-friendly kid crowd, and you saw the kids. Is he biting Cena? He's biting Cena, but he's biting Cena in a way that everybody in that building is happy. You know what that is? We talk about it. It's not the moves. It's the moments and the memories, man. And for all those kids right there that jumped out of their seat, they're going to remember Kaka Meng doing John Cena's bit right there. So he did something as an homage, and he placed it perfectly, and the ear for the audience was there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I like if you're not going to cover the guy, right, it's because you're going to try to, you're getting a little cocky, you're getting some arrogance right there. You're taking the guy lightly, right? We talked about that from the beginning when he gave him the first body slam, right? Maybe he's just, what an easy opponent, right? So hopefully that feeds into. They told a little bit of that story already with the head scissors and the things like that. So I like where it's going. And then Anthony Nova's kind of rolled out onto the apron, right? So it's like there's no opportunity now for a pinfall. So now Kaka Meng is going to have to go swoop him up or something. I'm not sure what's going to happen next, but that's the next part, I guess.
I bet they never expected me to be like, "Man, I love the John Cena spot," because I did. You know why I loved it? Because all the kids jumped up out of their seats. So it don't matter. Right. They're happy.
Yeah, because the crowd reacted to it.
That's what matters. That's what matters, man.
All right, here we go.
Back. Back to action. Better be a birthday party at this point. Okay, so let's stop that. I just want to point out a couple of things for everybody. Everybody watching in attendance. So we appear to have, we were just talking to Sparky Ballard, so I don't know who this referee, female referee, has to be new because I have not seen her. We were talking about no cover from Kaka Meng in the previous breakdown with the Cena spot. And so Nova's on the apron. Here. The referee's right there. She's checking on Nova, right? And he's selling out there on the apron. So she needed, before that you can't see me spot, she should have been down there checking after the FU spot, so that even if he didn't cover after that, she should have been down there checking, because she's down there checking on him right now. And I don't know if East Bay Pro does commentary, but if they were doing commentary for this, which it doesn't look like it's filmed for post, but if they were doing commentary, him rolling to the apron and the ref check-in and stopping him coming in, that would have been a perfect time, because we always talk about it, for the commentary to really start to tell us a little bit about Anthony Nova and to tell us about Kaka Meng. So big high suplex coming back in. It looked like he was a little high on the shoulders, but he did what I love to do. He sold up and he showed the crowd the pain on his face. So a lot of good so far, actually, right here. What we got going on?
Absolutely. All right, man. We'll just jump right back in.
Let's stop that right there. I mean, this should be his thing. He should have his Kaka Ming's character should be an homage to all the stars of big time stars of pro wrestling, because he just got over with the John Cena spot, and now he just and got over with a Ric Flair figure four leg lock, and these kids are eating this shit like Halloween candy right now. Someone put an ice block in the bottom of the bag, and it dropped out, and they're like, "Score, man, we got some candy." He locks that in. Nova, refs checking. Nova's putting on a good fight for the ropes. He gets the break. These kids are on their feet. They're not sitting down. So it wouldn't really matter what the fuck I broke down on this match. The damn audience is on their feet. And Maynard is in that so comfortable position as the timekeeper and the bell ringer. He's got the best seat, and he loves that position over there. What do you think of what I'm saying about
the only? Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with all the stuff that you're saying, right? That the main thing is that we want to get the crowd reaction, and they're into it. So no doubt about that. But I was almost getting distracted by the referee banging on the mat. I wasn't sure what she was doing. At first, I was like, "Oh, maybe she's counting the shoulders," but then I think she's almost like talking to him and like banging on the mat, like, "Are you giving up? Are you giving up?" You know?
Well, well, that's what I've said it before. So the audience is into this right now, and Nova's selling the leg. He's selling. He's selling. He's
Right.
selling just something, whether Kaka's the heel or not. He is selling, which is the kids are getting, the fans, the kids are getting behind him, because when you sell, the audience starts to give a shit. And when you sell, it creates offensive opportunities for you, because the crowd starts making the noise that they need to make, and they start wanting, they're telling you, I need you to get up and fight back against this bigger guy right now. So all that selling that Nova's doing as a smaller guy, and I'm pretty sure when we click back we're going to see it, is going to immediately create some offensive opportunity for him.
All right.
Five minutes have elapsed in this contest. 5 minutes have elapsed.
All right, let's stop her right there. So a couple things just for future reference. And do you want to see if you know me just as well as you think? I saw three I want to talk about right here. Let's see if you can rub Mr. Clean's head, the crystal ball, and tell me what you think I'm going to say right now.
I'm not exactly sure, but obviously he went right back into working the leg. And things that I've said in the past about being the bigger guy and getting overconfident, and you let go of a hold to inflict more pain. Slams the knee down, goes to slingshot him into the corner. I think should have been closer to the corner. That way he can maybe slingshot him right onto the ropes where he could jump right up on there. But I think you still got to sell the knee when you get up there, right? Sell the knee. Then he turns around, then you hit the missile drop kick. You still got to sell that knee a little bit more, and then get into whatever they're about to do right now. But definitely the fans are getting into it because he was selling.
Yeah, there definitely are. But here's the problem with the whole spot. First off, he's got him just bent over backwards, upside down on his head, working that leg. Work the leg. They're there. They're selling for him. Get the most out of that leg. Don't let him go just to go to another spot. So milk that. Work that. Make Nova fight to get out of that. He already fought to get out of the Ric Flair figure four leg lock on the ground. Make him fight. Keep this right. You have sympathy right now. So don't just do all this and let him go. Second off, when you do that slingshot, so many guys do it, the distance doesn't really matter. What matters is that you get the knees low enough on the back up in the shoulder area, so that when you vault them up, Nova can vault up to that rope. But Nova should have ate the turnbuckle, and then Kaka Meng could have put him up on the top rope to deliver something, so that he could have got up there with him, and Nova knocks him off the top rope, and then maybe gets himself up to the top, or maybe says, no, I'm not going to the top, because he sells his leg, and then he throws that missile drop kick. So work that. Well, you got the sympathy, so work that leg more. and then slingshot him into the corner, eat the corner, because now we're building sympathy, and then put him up there yourself because his knees hurt. So if you want to get him there, that's where you get him there. And at the end of that, Nova, once again, is his leg's not hurt. So they're looking right at each other again. Kaka Meng has now turned around to look right at him, like, hit me with this top rope move. But it's like, you're doing such a good job selling your leg. Don't just, is this built? We don't know yet, but this might be building to come back. But what I'm saying is, stay on the leg, keep it a little more simple in what you're doing to them, and make it so you can create a big bump and an opportunity for Nova. And Nova's like, nah, I can't make it to the top. Fuck it, I'm gonna go from the middle rope. Boom. And that require what this should be right now is a double down, where Nova can get with the fans and try to pull himself up to start building some momentum back.
It's good.
Okay, pause it right there. I'll tell you what, that referee right there has been watching some dramatic 2 counts. I like that. Actually, you know what, Sparky Ballard, I don't want you to ref any of my matches anymore. I want that girl to ref my matches so she can I can drive her crazy with the late flip. So it's what I said. It should have been a double down, and Nova should have been selling the leg after the drop kick, because, and this is why I say because, with the psychology, because look how slow Kaka Meng was getting up. So Nova's back to his feet, ready to do some stuff to this guy and build some offense, but Kaka Meng is selling up slow, which, if it's a double down and Nova's selling that leg after we, how we adjusted how the spot should have been, he's pulling himself up the rope. Now he can do all that, and the timing matches up with him, and the audience is getting behind them, because right now Kaka's on the ground and Nova's up waiting for him, and we got a down crowd right now. So, and even when he hits him with the knees and rolls him over to pin him, we gotta light. The audience is down here where they could have been up here. So the mechanics of everything is good. Just the execution right here. It's that ear of the audience. So that should have been the double down that pulled Nova up so he could start getting his offense in right here. What are your thoughts on that?
I was just gonna say, I don't really like the you're gonna run all the way across the ring on a hurt knee either. So yeah, just like you said, you could have done double down, slow get up, then the double knees. Maybe it doesn't have to be from all the way across the ring. Maybe it's something boom, 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 rolls. He's Kaka Meng is selling up into the corner, and then the double knees just comes like, from a third of the way across the ring, like just a quick boom, hit him, roll them out, go for a pin right there. So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of, if someone's working your leg, that you're going to be hitting the ropes, running across the ring, things like that. I guess I could see a quick burst of adrenaline, but I would think you'd be at least limping a little bit on your knee versus sprinting across the ring and hitting them with something.
Back to it. Head snapper. Razor. Another near fall. That referee's on it. Okay, so pause it right here. This is it's what I was saying earlier, where the I said the double down should have been after the drop kick and built up to Nova's comeback, and that catching him, it doesn't, he boosted him over the top rope, almost didn't. It's not perfect. So the tip up over to the outside, to the catching him and having to readjust and hit the power, no, that's all great because it looked like a struggle. This isn't perfect, so that stuff is totally fine. But they went to a double down after the power bomb, and that power bomb should have been a close fall. You know what I mean? It should have been a near fall, and they doubled down there. The double down should have been after Nova did the drop kick and is selling the leg, and we're getting the crowd up to build his comeback. And then he goes over the rope, and then he comes up the top, and he goes and he catches him, power bomb, 1, 2, 3, it's over. Or he gets that deep cover and Nova kicks out, and then we're going to go to the finish. So what are your thoughts right there on what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I think just those few tweaks in the how you put that match together, I think would have worked out perfect. Uh, putting those little things in there with the drop kick as the double down, and then leading into something where you have a near fall right there, or the finish, whatever it is. If it's double down, something, tip them up over, catch that power bomb finish, or power
We're
bomb.
clearly baby,
Yeah,
though. We're
right.
clearly baby. The thing is that now they're chanting for Kaka because of this tempo change, where the double down would have kept, because they want to. When I wrestled Nova in Yuba City, I was the villain, and they got behind him, man. And it's easy to gain sympathy. Like he's a good little baby face because the audience wants to get behind him because he's so much smaller. So they were behind him when the knee was working, and then we didn't have the double down where it needed to be with him crawling up the ropes. So right now the momentum that he had with the sympathy has shifted back over to Kaka Meng.
Right. Well, all right.
And away we go. Fuck, we might get our first hour out of one. Punch my screen. All right, so let's pause this right here. because it paused itself anyways. So the Ric Flair spot earlier came back to haunt him with the finish. So it's just like we were saying, and I'm just going to quickly break this down. We looked at the lockup earlier, went with the body slam. Good psychology there. Slams a smaller guy. Don't lock up with him again and don't try to body slam him. Grab the waist lock. There's that spot. There's the tilt-a-whirl head scissor. The eye contact thing, we need to get Kaka to work on that. And that's just a feeding thing. And that's nothing big right there. It's just timing issue, turning around and looking at the guy and not checking him out of your peripheral to see where he's at. I saw where they were going. He needed, like we said, he needed to work that leg longer, and he threw it off and just to go to something else. And it should have been that missile drop kick, not from the top, but from the middle, because his leg has been worked on for so long and he's got the sympathy. Boom, the drop kick, power bomb, 1-2 kick out. No need for that gut wrench because he overthrew him anyway. So there was no need for the gut wrench. And then he went back to the leg, but the leg wasn't being sold. And this is why I say Nova's got the sympathy. He's got the people. Anytime that kid walks out there, he's going to have the people behind him because he's a sympathetic baby face. He's not a heel. He's a sympathetic baby face that can get over on any card. So work the leg. He comes back. He's hobbling around trying to build momentum. He gets tipped up over the ropes. He crawls slowly up the top. He gets caught, power bombed, 1-2, kick out. Kaka Meng, he doesn't need to do that German or gut wrench suplex. He starts hammering on the leg again. He goes to the crowd. He does the woo. He gets caught in the roll up. Nova rolls out of the ring. Ref jumps out of the ring with Nova, raises his hand, and now Kaka Meng's pissed in the ring. So I saw where they were going because they used the Flair spot with the figure four, and they went back to it at the end. But in the middle, there was so much. They just ignored the fact that his leg was hurt to do all this other stuff, and they fell off of the psychology. The psychology was there. And it's what I always say. They had the right psychology. They just didn't execute from the drop kick afterwards. The finish matched that, but they didn't execute because right there. So stay on the leg. And you got to that's a winner match anywhere. If the psychology is back on that leg and catching him with the roll up at the end. So yeah, I was very impressed by that one, except for a few little tweaks that need to be made for both those guys. They got a hot little match right there.
Right, exactly. Put a few things in a little bit different order, tweak a few little things. And then the match makes a lot more sense. The fans can understand the story of the knee getting worked. Yeah, definitely build more sympathy, and then it makes it look better when Kaka overconfidently, I got him now. I'm going to put him in this figure four, and we're going to finish it off. And his momentum is used against him as he leans over to try to hook the leg in there, and slip on a banana peel, as you say. And like you said, dive out of the ring. Don't let Kaka jump on top of you,
Yeah, don't dive out of there because his legs are. If he's going heel, you can catch him when his arm's raised and really put a beat down. I don't know what happened afterwards, but psychologically, there was a few psychological things that once those guys touched that up, like if those two guys right there were to touch that psychology up, they could take that match. That's a match that could go on any card.
Yep.
And it could start baby. And then at the end of it, Kaka Meng is pissed off that he got caught and got a little cocky. And that could require a beatdown right there. and then he could throw him in that figure 4 leg lock or that thing around the neck and really work him. And you could send the officials out. Maynard could get up from the table. And then now all of a sudden, they're dinging the bell and you're trying to rip Kaka Meng off this kid. Or the kid, Nova, slides out the ring with the ref and gets his arm raised. And he's selling the leg and he's excited. And Kaka Meng is pissed off. And you could drag that in. You don't have to do the attack. You could do the attack right there, or you could maybe he draws him in to shake his hand, and maybe he doesn't shake his hand. Maybe he gets him the next show, and we go back to this. Maybe Kaka says you counted too fast. Maybe he wants to shake Nova's hand then, and then he hits him with a clothesline, Pearl Harbors him, and works on that leg and sends him to the back. So there's so much angle and story that can come from, and these two could do. Kaka's a heel right out the gate, and Nova's the baby face. But he had the sympathy. Because why I say Anthony Nova needed the sympathy, not just the obvious size differential, but he went over with the inside cradle from the figure 4 that he was desperately caught in earlier that started the whole process of the knee. So they psychologically put the story on the smaller guy's leg and his knee, and they showcase that with the figure 4, which he had to struggle and just push and scrape with every pound of his body to get to the rope. And then they rushed in the middle, but they went back at the very end after all those spots to the leg. And so that's why I say Anthony Nova had the sympathy, and the finish psychologically with the story required that Anthony Nova wins and he gets the sympathy with the knee. So there's so much more you can do after that with these guys. But, good performance, man. You touch all that stuff up, and these guys got there is actually something where East Bay Pro, if they use that, they could get something. They could get 6 to 9 months out of these two guys right here.
Sure.
Your thoughts?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I can't agree more. I think it's just like we kind of talked about, just placement of some things. And, we've talked about this in other match breakdowns where we thought like things were placed maybe just a little bit out of order, where we could have built up to the double down on something else rather than where it happened. So, and like you said, the crowd kind of switched who they were cheering for as a result of not building that sympathy on the knee a little bit longer, and making it so Anthony Nova has to hobble around a little bit. And you could even work that into he's hobbling around, and Kaka Meng is trying to attack, and he's just moving out of the way. Like I talked about that earlier with Matt Striker and Kratos. It doesn't have to be the smaller guy getting putting heat on the other guy. It could be just a matter of just missing things, moving out of the way of something, getting overconfident, whatever it is. So you could have worked some of that in there as well. So definitely just a few tweaks on the order that they did some things, and just put a little bit more heat on that knee. And I think you have a really probably an awesome match. We probably watch that again if they make those couple tweaks and we go, wow, this is fantastic.
Yeah, like their idea psychologically of the story they were going to tell, spot on, man. Like that is where I say too, like having other guys in the locker room that can agent your match, because who's in that locker room,
Right.
That's a
Boyce probably. Yeah.
You were reading my mind, brother.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like Boyce is in that locker room, and these are those things we talk about where we say, hey, go to Boyce and say, Boyce, we're thinking of this psychology right here. And Boyce would have told him, hey, stay on that leg. because your finish is back on that leg. So to not sell that thing and then go back to that, if you just Anthony Nova didn't even need a comeback right there. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. He didn't need the drop kick, which it could have worked like we were talking about, but he didn't even need that. Boyce could have just stayed. I mean, not Boyce. Sorry, Boyce. Sorry, Kaka. Kaka could have just stayed on that leg the whole time after the figure four and then went for that figure four one more time, and Nova slipped him in because the sympathy was already there. And that's what a lot of these young guys need to understand, and guys that have been doing it for a while too. He's selling, and they want to get behind him. It's a fun little crowd. They want to get behind this kid. They're behind him. I wrestled Anthony Nova this is the third time I've said that, and it was a fun little match. And he's so easy to get sympathy heat on. He's so easy to get heat on, but he's so easy to get the sympathy behind him. It's like that one right there. Those guys need to get back in the ring, and they need to keep that same psychology that they had, but it's the execution of it. And that's what I always talk about with everybody. I say, hey, we sit in this like who else is in the East Bay Pro locker room besides Boyce LeGrand? Is there somebody in that locker room that can go, hey, guys, is there somebody you can go up to? And that's what we need at these shows. And I think that's what we're always talking about, and what we hope that this show, if these guys watch this stuff, will do is they'll go, oh shit, good point. Because I'm not saying nothing about the drop kick, the head scissors. I'm not saying nothing about the execution of the moves. And I even like that the fact that they even had that story to go to that finish. It's just a couple of little things to leave out. And it's that thing we always talk about where we say, maybe we didn't have to do that tonight. Maybe that move was maybe we didn't need to get these moves in because here's the ear. They're already behind Anthony Nova. His knee's already hurt. Kaka Meng's already the bigger guy. And the finish, that's why I say this like wholeheartedly, is like the finish was on the leg. And so they knew where they were going to go with the finish. They knew what they were going to work on. The sympathy was there. It was it's that one's going to be a hot little match is all I'm saying. So when these guys, these young guys are watching this stuff, it's like, hey, if you're going to get your leg worked on and you're the smaller guy getting your leg worked on, keep with it, because they're going to get behind you, and you don't have to get up and do a bunch of moves, especially if your knee hurts. So you just eliminate, get all those moves out before you get your leg worked on, and then catch him with the roll up at the end, because that's all you need on that night to get over with those fans.
Absolutely. So, I mean, as we're creeping up on 6 minutes left here, I think there's no better thing to do right now is talk a little bit about Last Man Standing. I mean, it's right around the corner, right? What's going on that show? I mean, I feel like there's so much, going on. You definitely have Arsonist and Dickey, right?
The rematch.
Which is just like the title change was crazy, right? It was, Arsonist is in his backyard, and his fans are behind him. Like, how's the dynamic going to change with this next match being in Dickey's backyard?
All Dickey, no Arsonist, man. And I just saw a picture of him today where he was it was right when he started the workout process and the eating process, and he was 328 pounds. Now he's down to 216, and he's working out. And I always make fun of him. He's working out in the gym, and he's got the doctor made him put a heart monitor on when he worked out, and he looks like just this big old like Pumbaa, bro. He looks like this big pig, this swine. And then the next picture is now at 216 pounds, and there's veins in his arms and shoulders and a rounded chest, and his stomach's almost completely gone. And you're just like, what the wow. And that's what we as coaches, that's what we like. We give these guys the guidance, and then we watch them do it and lose like an entire human being, and then get into that incredible shape. And you're just like, that's what makes you the most proud. So like this one's taken on a life of its own. And it's we got Jason Xavier and Nathan Brick, the Appeal, taking on Don Stockton and King Cash, the Dudes, for the tag team championships. And that's the same thing that's going to happen for these guys anywhere, because the Appeal is going to be over with the young women and the guys in the audience, and they're going to hate the Dudes. And then if we take this match to Red Bluff, the Appeal is going to get screamed out of the building and called every terrible name you can think of by that Red Bluff audience. And Stockton and Cash could do no wrong. So there's this dynamic. There's this Bret Hart, Canada, America, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels shit going on with these guys, which is really fun right now. That's really fun. Illumide and Surza for the Inter California Championship. We had talked about Dominic Teixeira came back, and it took Surza a really long time to put away Dominic Teixeira, and now he's coming in after one of a hard fought first title defense. I mean, if it took Surza that long to put away a guy we haven't seen in a while, is he really ready for that title shot against Illumide in that hot crowd in Oroville? The me versus Journey Fatu coming up on me and Anthony Marcus. I waited a lifetime for this match on April 5th. Me versus Journey. Rayshawn Prince just got a victory over him. And like I said, I started, first guy I saw was his dad. Skit's got me my first 2 bookings with his dad. I've trained and worked with Jacob a lot. And now here's the final Samoan bucket list for Zach Primetime Reeb. I'm pretty excited about that one. Rick Luxury versus Bad News Blakesley for the championship. Rick has the opportunity to win his 5th championship, which is the dynasty in independent pro wrestling. He's excited about that. Buddy Royal. Classic Buddy Royal makes his return to PCW, former tag team champion with Levi Shapiro, and then the 30-man Rumble. The winner goes on to April 5th to Extreme Measures. So it's Rumble season, baby. It's the Super Bowl of indie wrestling season. And then we got a couple minutes left here, so that's enough of me putting myself over. I want to go back to that goddamn working that leg psychology that was going on. But February 5th, winter's
15th.
February 15th. Sorry, brother.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Winter's Wrath.
Winter's Wrath. What do you got?
Man, we got I don't know, man. We got a lot of good stuff, man. We got Illumide as well, and or maybe we don't. Maybe I'm just thinking about you having Illumide. But we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a big show, man, because now we're working with this whole class of new students. We just got number 15. Number 16, actually. We just got number 16 today, starting starting the new month. So so it's exciting, man. We're gonna have all these people able to go out there and canvas and sell tickets and put posters up and just promote, man. So a lot of big cool stuff coming on, man. It's exciting, and I just can't wait till this stuff goes over, as they say.
Oh, I got a surprise for you real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on. Keep them busy.
Don't come back naked.
Keep them busy. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Winter's Wrath. It's a fun time. Can't wait.
Paul, coming back, Paul. We're not going too. We're not going
All
over.
right, don't go too far away, man.
Time too
All we're
far.
seeing is your couch here.
Oh,
So,
my
goodness.
I was on
Well,
commentary. I wasn't able to do it. We're getting an exclusive right here. Oh,
Oh.
baby. Last man standing's coming up. I've won 3 of these damn things. 6 PCW championships. Oh, I'm a mark, right? Here we go, baby.
Are you
One
picking
thing I
your
need to
number
do.
live? You're picking your
Am I
number
going to pick
live
your
on the
ball for you
podcast?
too? Are you coming back at Last Man Standing here this Saturday, or are you going to be at the table?
Hey, I'll be at the table.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, so I guess the question is, what happens if there happens to be a surprise entrance? What happens in that case?
I don't know. I'm reaching in.
Oh, I was going to say I might have the opportunity to
Get
win
my
that
hands
title.
on all these balls.
eluded
I
me.
got a couple left. Ooh. This could be a rough night. This could be a rough night. No. I'm not going to show you. But if I'm going to do the impossible, I got a long road ahead of me. I got a match and a number right here. So I'm going to close this little lid. Great first matchup. Thank you, Kaka Meng. Thank you, Anthony Nova. We've been waiting for this. I was very impressed by both of them. I'm always impressed by Nova because he's just such a sympathetic character, and Kaka Meng has such a good connection with the audience. We got February 15th, Reno Wrestle Factory. We're going to be down there. I'll be down there. And then, but before that, February 1st, we got Pro Championship Wrestling Last Man Standing at the Orville Convention Center. And then Friday, February 7th, we're back for Friday Night Prospects right here in Yuba City. Paul, we did it again. I think we actually could have got 1 exact hour or more out of that match critique. I love match critiques, man, and I'm so glad that was sent to you, and we finally got one. Great job, guys. You guys did a great job, and just a couple little psychological tweaks. I hope they take our advice, and if they don't, hey, maybe some other guys will see what we saw here tonight, or maybe they got some ideas too, and they can send us some comments or messages, and we'll gladly receive those and take any positive feedback and negative feedback. So for Zach Primetime Reeb and my podcast partner, the 7-foot Wrecking Ball Paul Isadora, we want to thank everybody for our first match breakdown that we didn't have to pick ourselves. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're going over.
See ya.